and I'm back again with another review. So the votes came in and everyone decided that today we will be reviewing the Marvel Legends Disney Plus Baron Zemo figure. After this, our order will be John Walker, Bucky, and Cap. We've already looked at Loki. I will share that video now so you can go back and look at it. And after this, we will be doing the supervillain series. And in between that, I want to be doing Masters of the Universe because I've had so many requests for that. So please let me know in the comments here, or I can put up a poll if you guys would like me to do Masters of the Universe Origins or Revelation figures. I'm collecting all of those as best I can and I'm really enjoying them. So I want to kind of mix things up a little bit and add those in, and I will do that in the way that you guys feel is best. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and take a look at our Baron Zemo. So Baron Zemo is one of my favorite villain characters because he is truly a villain from top to bottom. When I was doing my research for the video today, I was looking up sort of just, you know, histories and synopses of who Baron Zemo is. And one of the quotes that I found, one of the first quotes that I found, was him saying that because history is written by those who win, it literally doesn't matter the extent that you go to in order to attain victory. So he is the 13th Baron Zemo. So he comes from a long line of people who have done literally just that. His father was a supervillain. He developed Adhesive X and became horribly disfigured by it, which we will talk about again, because one of my biggest disappointments in the Marvel version of this character is that he is not scarred. I think that the scarring of Baron Zemo in the comic books and as a history of the character is really, really critical to show his relentless pursuit of power and success, and that he will not stop at anything. Not only has he been handed a generational title, he's also inherited a generational vendetta. And coming from a literal line of Nazis and all kinds of villainous power mongers, I think that having him bear the scars of one of his many attempts to rise to the top would have been very impactful for this character. While I did really enjoy the interpretation that was brought to the movie, because what you see with Baron Zemo is this complete inability to get a grasp on what this cat is going to do next. We have no idea what his next move will be, because the way that he thinks doing something for the good guy that will advance him is equal to doing something horrifically anti-humanitarian that will get him to where he's going. So it's not about who he is working with or alongside to get where he's going. It is ultimately just to get where he's going, because he completely embodies the idea that history is written by those who win, and once you've won, the bloodshed that you left behind doesn't even matter anymore, other than to make people know that you'll do what it takes to rise to the top. So that's my thoughts on Baron Zemo, why I love this character so much, because every once in a while you need a villain who is a true villain. You know, there isn't any good in this person, and just because you see him doing good things, you need to know where you stand with him, which is that he is someone to never, ever, ever be trusted. And I love having that element in these stories where a lot of times, even someone like Thanos, you can see that maybe there was like a positive side to him, you know, that's a debate for another day. But a lot of times in these villainous characters, we see like a positive side, and not with Zemo. He doesn't have that, and he does not care about that at all. So I really like this version of the character as well, because especially in Bucky, or in Winter Soldier and the Falcon, we sort of got to see his unscrupulous nature. And this actor I really like. I forgot to take note of his name. Daniel Bruhl is the actor that played this version of Baron Zemo. So I really like that. And I think this figure looks really great. Again, you guys know right off the bat with the long trench coat, we're going to be missing a lot of articulate movement. But from all of the other joints, we do have like a really weird thing going on in his shoulder. I'm not 150% sure what that's about, because the jacket itself doesn't go over his shoulder. But he still doesn't get a great lift here, which is awkward. It jams up pretty seriously. But he has you know, good elbows. The pinless articulation is really working great. I'm really appreciating that. I felt like it was forever that we were waiting for it to come out, and it works really, really well. He has an ab crunch that works. It's not going to work backwards because of the trench, a turning waist, turning thighs, which will help you to get that sort of movement in spite of the coat, knees that work well when you sort of get them out from under that jacket. And he does not have a boot turn. He does have feet that work really well. So the articulation isn't really the highlight of this figure for me. If you couldn't tell, I'm sort of glazing over everything because it's fine. What is great is actually the accessories that come with this figure. So he does have his masked head. And to tell you the truth, as much as I appreciate a good head sculpt, and this is a very good one, it really looks like the actor, I will be displaying my Zemo with his mask and just pretending that he's horrifically scarred underneath, because that, for me, is the way the character needs to be. It's just the right amount of backstory, and I feel that by not having him be scarred in the movie, they were sort of like giving us a callback. It felt like they were sort of throwing us a bone, maybe pandering a little bit when they could have just done the right thing and made the character look the way he should have been. This is very nitpicky, but for me, I really wish that we would have had those notions, because he sort of seems like the kind of guy who is a villain but keeps his hands really clean, you know, that he won't get into the midst of stuff. And that is not Zemo. Zemo will get into it. He has been a villain, like a caped villain. He is willing to fight. He kidnaps, he murders, he will do all of it. So I'd just like to see, I'm harping on this, but I'd really like to have seen that brought into this character. So I will be displaying with my masked figure, and it looks good. The mask looks really, really great. He also comes with this cool gun, which I will definitely be making a lot of use of, this gold gun. And he's got fists, which look fantastic. So the fists look really good. And he has his notebook. So I feel like this accessories pack is pretty stacked. I'm happy about it, and I will be making use of a lot of these accessories, especially the head swap. So yeah, I am always going to be disappointed in an action figure that can't move, but this is the way that he looked. I did like the character in the movie. I will be swapping the head out. So this figure is actually a bit of a conundrum for me, because I feel that it is successful. It looks like the character, the way that they cast it, but there were things that I had issues with the way they wrote the character. So I find it overall a little bit underwhelming. There's nothing wrong with it other than that the articulate points are harmed by this long trench coat. So, you know, just from a playing with your action figure standpoint, there's nothing wrong with this. There's no flaws. There's nothing loose or shaky about it. It's beautifully crafted. But it does feel a little bit underwhelming for me, just because it doesn't make me think of the Zemo, the villainous Zemo in comic books. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. He is good looking, and with the mask especially, I feel much more comfortable and happy with the way the figure looks. But overall, the accessories pack is really the highlight for me, that it comes with so many relevant, usable accessories, and the figure itself is sort of just ho-hum. So that is our look at Helmut. Our Baron Zemo is added to the collection. He is reviewed. He's definitely worth getting to complete the series, but I've definitely been more impressed by other figures in this line so far, i.e. all of them, but it's still a pretty good figure, and the accessories pack can't be beat really so far. So let me know what you guys think of Baron Zemo, what you think of the character, what you think of this figure, and what you think of the interpretation of the character in the movie. I will be back tomorrow night with our John Walker, then we will be taking a look at Bucky, and finally on to our brand new Captain America. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me and watching all of these videos each day. I will keep making them as long as you keep watching them, and I will be back very soon with another. Have a great night. Bye, friends.